Yeah.
All right, Hey, man, so we're sitting out here at Yorktoberfest, and it is nice and wet, but we're sitting here with Matt from Crocodile Dog Marketing. This is your event.
Yes.
Yes. There we go with the one-word stuff. So I feel bad for you, brother.
I do want to correct that very quickly. I plan and do the marketing and do the logistics and the maps and the graphic design and stuff, but the other part of it is Brian right there
He won't come on the air with us.
He's drying all of his shit out because he didn't bring an actual waterproof raincoat. I brought two because I've been to Iceland and waterproof is a different category up there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, yeah, he's just sitting there drying his clothes out.
But yeah, I know a lot of hard work goes into planning these events. An outdoor event, you rely on Mother Nature, and Mother Nature right now is not cooperating with you.
Yeah.
But looking around, you have traffic out here.
Yeah. That's always something. We've been fortunate. We create this, I don't want to call them a cult, but there are people, York Countyans tend to look at the weather and they're like, it might rain, so we're just not doing it. But then there's this subsect of York County where it's like, it's going to rain, but I still want to do this. But as long as I know it's going to rain, then they're all just like, all right, well, how many rainproof things do I have? What are my boots? And they just lean into it. And so you still get,
you get your hardcore followers.
Yeah,
I just saw a bunch of people walking around with the umbrella hats. I wish I had portable equipment because they'd be an awesome interview.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It sucks, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It raining, we spent all day yesterday setting up ahead of time. Today it is wet. I'm figuring out how to deal with a kilt in the rain.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
it's a whole different situation.
You are in a kilt.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind that?
I mean, I am Irish, so
Irish.
Sometime in the last year, I decided on every Friday I was going to wear a kilt. So yesterday, because we did so much setup ahead of time that we normally would not do, I said, well, I'm going to wear it on Saturday instead. So, and obviously it's cold. So I was like, oh, I've dealt with that. You just wear your leg wraps, and this is all warm. It's just my hands that are cold. Everything
right.
Else,
yeah.
you take care of your core and you're good. So.
Well, you got a little shrinkage going on.
No, I'm fine.
So, I just brewed a Scottish wee heavy.
The last beer I ever made by myself, not Gypsy Brewing, was a wee heavy.
And I called it Devils in Skirts.
There we go.
And that's what the Germans called the Scottish soldiers in World War I.
Yeah. And the not the Germans, but what was Visigoths, right? Or was that French? Whatever existed before the Germans, and I can't remember.
That's going back to like the Roman times and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, something in there. Like they had their own version of a kilt.
Right.
Because they were just, like, it's very useful.
Yeah.
It's less to sew. It's easier to maintain. And when you're going out and fighting a bunch of people, you're just like, I don't want to unzip my stuff and take a whiz. Like,
Pull it up.
Just be like, yeah, no, they're very, very useful.
Tell us a little bit about other future plans. I mean, other stuff coming up. You guys got, like, what do you guys do? Like a PA Eats or something? I forget what the heck that one's called.
Oh, wow.
That's coming up in the early part of the year?
So, actually, since COVID wrecked us, it was horrible. We didn't get any of the public funding, any of the blah, 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 blah. And right before it happened, we had bought an event venue finally, and we were trying to do something with it, and obviously could not do anything with it. And so now, 2 weeks from now is the first time we will have an event that is new, that we're trying, because we can't take the risk, because
right.
we just don't have the money anymore. It wiped out a decade of our savings to do fun things. So we're doing Yorktoberfest.
Okay.
Which will be similar to Glenrock Arts and Brew, just minus the arts part. So it's leaning more into the music. It'll be down at Ruins Hall, which we bought, unfortunately.
So you guys own Ruins Hall?
Yeah. The previous owners, we came in to just do the beer part of Glenrock Arts and Brew. And then maybe 2 years after that, the person who got us to come in and do that, who owned the ruins, was like, hey, we're trying to just retire. So they talked to us and asked if we were interested, and we were, because Brian's from, Glen Rock-ish. I'm from Railroad. Like, we grew up there. That is our stomping grounds.
You know it well.
Yeah, we know it well. I literally spent time as a child walking through that creek, barefoot, and riding on the rail trail before it was a rail trail, and you're just like on your BMX going for like 3 miles between the two towns. So we did that. And the idea has always been keep it what it is and give Glen Rock something to be proud of. Give us something to be proud of, something that's giving back, something that is going to outlast us, hopefully, although we won't care. Like, I'm not going to be around to know if it outlasts me.
Right.
It's saving this building from falling down and becoming a trash heap instead of an interesting, ruined building with a bunch of graffiti in it. So we're doing that. We're working with the YCEA and Trail Towns Initiative and all that stuff. So the long way around on all that is we are trying to hold on to that property as long as we can financially support it. And so we're trying to do that through these small little events that we can trial down there and see if they make money. And all that money just stays there. So we always tell people, if you're going to an event at ruins, that money is just going back into the ruins, and we can pay the taxes.
That's a great idea, because you're reinvested in the community to keep something there that's viable.
Yeah, and we have all kinds of crazy cool ideas, and I hope we get to see them come to fruition. I hope Glen Rock gets to see them, and I hope they get to take it from us eventually and just run with it and have something unique to all the towns down there. But the first of those events will be Glen Yorktoberfest, which is just a music festival with beer. And that'll be pretty much it. We're starting simple, but there are so many other ones that we want to do down there. There was a seltzer festival we wanted to do that was already branded and everything before COVID happened. But in that one, it would happen in the height of the summer. We'd have chairs set up down in the creek, so the whole VIP area would just
hopefully no rain.
Hopefully no rain. But, in like July or September, July, August, like it could rain and you're still just like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just a passing shower, man.
And we're talking about bringing back hibernation in some form.
Okay.
I've imagined the original intent of hibernation was that it was a Viking festival, and we would have, fires out there and some pigs on a roast and all kinds of crazy stuff. But we made it what it became over the couple years. But that was a financial lift, and I don't believe you could do an event like that anymore in a place like York, unfortunately.
Right.
I'm just not going to bring the people out to pay for the $400 kegs that we like to serve at an event like that. Plus, you need an indoor space, and I'm not going to mince words. The fairgrounds is absolutely horrible.
Oh, yeah.
We will never move an event back there, so that's why we are here, because we finally found a path forward after working on it for so long. Because they just treated us like crap, and they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. That's the York County Ag Society, right?
Well,
we won't name names.
No, I will say it's actually not their fault. They own the land, but then it is, as far as I understand, leased to the York Fair, who then does all their stuff on top. They, as an institution, are horrible.
And we can edit some stuff out too.
Oh, you don't need to edit that out. I've not been quiet about that. So. We want to use that for more, and I've imagined, like, cool, let's take it back. I want to do more things like Brew Kids on the Block. I know I'm talking to Rotunda. We're talking to some people out in Hanover. Like, I want to partner with someone and help them execute the event they've always wanted to do. So, that's kind of, we brought Brew Kids back.
I saw, and it's growing.
Yeah, and we brought that back because Jason from Gift Horse reached out, and he was like, I want to do an event, man. I just want to do something cool, something fun, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking about it, and I was like, man, like, you're the most winningest brew kid of all time. Why don't we just bring Brew Kids back at your place? And I'll just bring a bunch of Nerf equipment, and we'll
the Nerf battles, man. I think they said, this year you guys said you were still finding Nerf darts from last year.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. So we have that, and that's what we do. And I've talked to some meaderies, because I love mead, and most mead is garbage, but some mead is very, very good. And we've talked about bringing hibernation back as a mead Viking festival. So we do it at Ruins Hall in just the dead of winter. We have mead there from like 2 meaderies. That way people have a choice and they get to understand and explore, because I still want to educate as an educator. And then we have some pigs on a roast because I know people who roast pigs. We just have some open fires just everywhere. We go straight like Beowulf and Grendel with this, minus all the killing and dying.
You make it like an Oktoberfest.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then we I want to find someone who has a bunch of furs where you're like, look, for $300 you can get a ticket, and you're gonna get like your horn, and you're gonna get just decked out in furs.
I got some Viking stuff at my house, man.
If 10 people do that, it's just like all this is gonna help keep this going. But like those people are gonna love it. Like I would do that.
I'd do it.
I will do that.
I'll come down. I'm not coming in a fucking kilt.
Well, no, I'm still going to come in a kilt, but I'm going to have my furs because it's pretty warm. But, like, I have 2 fur coats. I'm going to wear both of them. I mean, the hell with it. Like, let's do it. So I hope to bring that one back. But Glenrocktoberfest is absolutely coming back.
That's cool. That's cool.
And we just want to do a bunch of weird things. Maybe someone will just call up and be like, hey, man, I have this idea for a dark carnival. Let's do it. I was like, yeah, man. I've been talking about that for years. Let's do it. So I just want to do it.
And this isn't your full-time gig. This is a side gig. Or is it becoming full-time?
I would say, like, I've been doing this for longer than any of the jobs I currently hold, which was like 2007 or something. I don't even know anymore when we first started all these things. But then it was my side gig. Then for a while I was going through more education and getting my master's degree and all that, and through the whatever they called that during 2008 when everything went to absolute shit and no one had jobs and everything got expensive. It became my main gig and I just trimmed back. But now I would say this is half of my main gig and then Keystone Kid Space is my other. So it's like 2 wildly different and almost incompatible parts of my life. It's just like, yeah, I go hang out with 4th graders and 2nd graders all the time and I just do absolute insane stuff and ride around on hoverboards and have Nerf battles. And then I also have Nerf battles at festivals where I get to drink.
Where you're hanging out with 40, 50-year-old 4-year-olds.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's some combination of like 40, 50, and 4, no matter what. And then, not of course, because most people don't know this, but like I'm working on a cigar lounge that I finally now will be able to, like, I'm going to be starting hard working on this.
Speaking of that, you and I have talked about doing a cigar and coffee one, like Smoking Beans podcast.
Yeah, we
were.
Yeah, because I
think that would be an awesome thing. Get some of these newer coffee houses in and do a cigar lounge.
Well, here's the thing. I've done that a couple times at. I give away a package at Shaken Not Stirred, which Kate runs for Parkinson's something. Is Michael J. Fox Cure for the Parkinson's.
Right.
So we've been doing that for years. Her family's been doing it for like 15 years. And we, like, at that last year, I was like, let's do a silent auction and let's do a cigar and spirit and chocolate thing. I didn't know what it was going to take the form of. Then I just put that out there. It was like, look, I'm going to bring over some cigars. I'm going to bring things to pair them with based on what you would like. And we're just going to sit down for a private session where I pair these with weird things you wouldn't have expected, like coffee, you expect spirits. I brought out chocolate and ice cream and things that people do not normally think about. And some guy bid it up and they loved it. And I went out and he did it with his son-in-laws and everything. And it was great. And I loved it. And so I want to do more of that because at my heart, at my core, I always default onto I'm an educator. Like, I take the things that I know and the experiences I've had, and I want to help people have those or learn enough to then go take the next step. And so that coffee,
coffee and cigar thing would be great.
Is exactly, yeah. Like I grind my own coffee, and I have 20 different coffees on my counter right now. Kate can attest to this. And I have a journal that I've been keeping for 2 years on coffee.
Oh, Jesus.
And I've moved from, I used to do just some regular French press, and then I started doing this thing called an Aeropress, and then I started doing a vac one, and that's kind of where I'm at right now of trying to figure it out. But then it's like, cool, you have the brewing process, but now I need to decide how much, what's the ratio, what temperature am I doing? How much am I stirring? How long am I stirring? How long am I brewing?
This is just coffee, right?
This is just coffee.
Holy shit. And mine just is a Folgers or Maxwell House, whatever's on sale.
Yeah. And then on top of that, which is funny because Ian, my partner, the business partner's son, I guess my cousin, he brought me a gallon of water from Stewart's. It's a gas station up in in New York. And I went up there and I got their water once when I was on a trip and made coffee with it. And I was like, this is great. Like
water, and that goes with the brewing, distilling. Water makes the difference.
Dude, it's 90% of any of these beverages. Yeah. And so I have that. I have another place where whenever I go there every year, I bring back gallons of that water. And then the rest of it, I just have like a whole reverse osmosis system that I then put chemicals. I put the dissolved solids back in.
Dude, we have a whole episode or content here.
Yeah,
with just you.
I'm very dorky about it.
And
I wouldn't say I'm snobby because I'll be like, look, if you want to drink Folders, I don't give a shit. Like,
the other thing you and I talked about was you got a whole stash, and you brought some to your VIP section here today.
Yeah.
And you talked about just doing an open thing down at your place there in New York.
The garage.
And just handing stuff out as a sample, and we record it.
Yeah. So I've had this idea for a long time. It's almost become a podcast 2 or 3 times.
Well, we need to do it.
Never happened. But I still want it to happen. It is basically, I have beers in there from easily over 10 years old. And some of them, one of them I brought out was the Pappy Van Winkle barreled Bloodlust from Springhouse. It was their first year of Skull Society, and I bought every single extra bottle they had off of that list, and I have a rack of them. And my idea with all of these crazy beers was always, there are crazy, crazy beers out there that only the people absolutely paying attention or parts of members of societies or things like that, that they're going to be able to taste. And usually they're going to get that bottle, they're going to take it home, they're going to drink it all themselves, or they're going to share it with 2 or 3 friends.
Yeah, I got to share my stuff. The special stuff I got to share.
And my idea was always, I want to go get that beer, I want to sit on it, and then I want to share it with everyone. I don't want 4 people to drink this 750 milliliter beer. I want 50 people to try it.
But we need
little 1 ounce samples. That's what I've done today.
We need to set up a date.
Yeah.
And do this at what you want to do.
So I don't know if I can go as crazy as I wanted to now, because I think I'm going to bring timed releases back at this event, which I did today. Is a thanks for all the people who came out and braved this
shit weather, huh?
Yeah. I was like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring out like 20 bottles of time releases. So I got crazy beers that are here that will go out to Aldous and Liquid Hero and Springhouse and Collusion. Like some of this stuff's 10 years old. And so I have those, and I will give them to them, and then people will get to stand in line and they'll get to try these beers that they would have probably didn't even know existed.
So if you have not come out here, even though this is going to be released after the event, this episode.
Yeah. Sucks to be.
But if you have not come out to Yorktoberfest and braved the weather, you're not going to get to experience Matt's VIP exclusive beers that you're going to be poured.
Well, and even there are things that I brought out of it's Uncle Traveling Matt's Secret Stash. And there are things that I brought out just for the VIPs.
Yeah, we're sitting in the VIP section.
Yeah. So
by the way, thank you very much for the drive, because I was not going to set up in the wet grass.
Yeah, no, that would be horrible.
So thank you.
So I already bought 1 chair from Resource York.
I heard you when she was bringing them. Like,
they bring all this furniture out, and we give them a nice donation because it's a great service. And as soon as it showed up, I was like, that's...
Chair's going home with me.
Like,
I heard
that's almost the colors I'm wearing right now. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy that chair, right? And she's like, how much do you want for it? It was way lower than I expected. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to buy that now. I'll take it home. So I got to find a place for that on the truck on the way home. But I brought maybe 9-10 beers. I broke open the 2017 CBS from Founders. I broke that out because I wanted to make sure I got some of that. But also wanted to reward, some of our volunteers.
Yeah, because they're out here helping you set up,
cool.
And
it sucks.
It sucks.
And then I don't even know. There's some Evolution in there, beers that they don't make anymore. I might have a mead in there. A lot of dark beers because that's what ages best.
Yep.
But I got a couple pretty rare sours in there that anyone who's got a VIP can come up. They get 3 little purple tokens, and they can exchange those to get like a full pour, and they can drink that themselves.
I didn't get any tokens.
They can share it. So
I didn't get any tokens.
Well, I guess we can probably hook you up.
Hey.
Wait, but you got some of the CVS. What are we talking about here?
I didn't get any of that yet.
What? Right at the beginning, didn't you walk up and you're like, I got to get a nip of that?
I did not.
Oh, no, you're right. That was Mike.
It wasn't me.
It was the other white dude.
The other white dude.
All of you everyone looks the same to me. No, you're
Yeah,
100% correct. I'll make sure you get a nipple.
We're all white and wet and drenched.
Yeah.
Hey, we got more than one word out of you today.
I don't know. Yes.
Yes. Other than like Brew Kids. Yep.
Yes.
Well, hey, Matt, congratulations on putting on these events. You do it throughout the year. It is a lot of hard work, I understand. A lot of planning, effort goes into it. So you, your wife, Brian, and the rest of your volunteers, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you from all of us. And thank you for having the CPP here.
Yeah, no, I love having it here. There's so much stuff here. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is only a little bit of it. I didn't bring the studio, but
I like the little tiny rack that has everything.
That was Dave's idea.
Yeah, I think I owned that exact rack somewhere.
It's a shoe rack, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
But it works well.
Until I got too many shoes that I needed to.
Everything's, he has everything fastened down.
Oh, and it just like, you just.
All I got to do is pick it up. I just unplug and pick it up, take it back.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's like an IT rack. In a previous life, I was an IT guy, and you're like, if something needs to move.
Well, we have yet to invest in the mobile rack where everything's in it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, this works just as well, and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, you get one of those like Pelican cases with the wheels.
The wheels on it.
And then you build the rack into it, so you can just be like, and then you drill a hole through for the power cable and call it a day.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff. So fun.
Hey, appreciate you sitting down with the CPP.
Yeah, anytime.
I hope the rest of the day goes as well. Like I said, there's a lot more foot traffic than I thought was going to be out here, and it's still early.
Yeah, I guess General just hit, so they're probably all sitting over there and working their way over.
So
yeah.
All right, man.
People love it.
Cheers.
Thanks.
I don't even have a beer. Mine's empty.
I'll drink twice.
All right, so hey, man, this is Bret from the Central PA Pour, and I'm sitting here with Steve from Starview Brews, and we are out here at Yorktoberfest. If you can see it behind us, it is a little wet, right, Steve?
No rain, no rainbows.
No rainbows yet, but we're having a good time. Yeah, if you're out there, you need to come down here. I mean, it's just the way it is. But Steve, tell us a little bit about you and Starview Brews.
Well, I was just trying to be a regular, and Mike Knob, the founder, head brewer, he's got the gift of gab. So one thing led to another, and he asked me if I wanted to become a partner in the business. So I went home and asked the boss. She agreed. So next thing you know, here I am, and slinging beers on a wet Saturday.
So now you're a full-fledged partner. What is your official title down there? What do you do?
Partner in sales. We wanted to get our beers out.
Okay.
That was our next step. We have the brew pub. We have our kitchen. It's well established, and so we wanted to get our brews out there now. So I kind of go out and bird dog, all kinds of different places, taverns, restaurants, clubs. And Mike follows up with he's the closer. We'll see.
He's the closer, yes. And when we had Mike on, he does have a gift for gab.
Boy, he can talk. Yeah, you probably ran out of tape.
We had a great time with Mike. There's no doubt. And I tell you what, you guys are putting out some great product down there.
Yeah, when Mike makes his beers, I'm not just saying it because I have a stake in it. Whatever style he brews, it's going to be true to that taste. So he does it. He does a great job.
And he's been at it a long time.
Yeah, I was still in high school a long time ago when he started.
So as far as what you guys got going on at Starview down there in Wrightsville or Columbia,
yep,
right across the river.
Now I'm from Wrightsville, so imagine me having a business in Columbia. So
yeah, you could just go across the bridge, right?
Yep, exactly.
I tell you what, when we had him on, he said you had to come down, and I did. And guess what? I will be back down because you guys definitely got. He said about the crab cake.
Did you have a crab cake?
I had two.
Oh, you had two.
I had to actually bring one home, and then I had the seafood bisque too. I brought home.
You're not getting cheated if you have one of our crab cakes.
No, I'm telling you what, the food is out of this world.
Jackie, she does a great job setting it up. The chilies, the paninis, and now on Fridays we have flatbreads that Tony makes. They're amazing.
You guys got it going on, and I'm telling you what, it is a great atmosphere.
Yep.
The beer is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The people are great. The food is great. It is a must-see destination in Columbia.
Yeah, because now you don't see many local bars.
No.
And that's what we wanted to be. And it was a lot like Cheers for me. I know that's a cliche, but it was a lot like Cheers for me.
My favorite show.
Yeah, you'd walk in there and you'd see the same regulars and great people. I've met so many, in just the year I've been involved, met so many great people, heard so many great stories. It's just an awesome place.
And I think Mike did bring that up in the interview that we did, that was just a recent episode for this season. But yeah, and that was one of my favorite shows is Cheers, and he said it's like a Cheers atmosphere.
Yes.
And when I was down there, you guys had a live music.
Yep. Fridays and Saturdays.
Yep, and that guy was getting everybody involved, and I think we were singing "Sweet Caroline."
Oh yeah. We actually had a dude walk around one time and play. It was a slow Saturday, and he walked around the bar and played.
Yeah.
So it was like a mariachi band walking, a one-man mariachi.
So what are your expectations, even knowing this, we got a wet Saturday out here at Yorktoberfest at Memorial Park?
Well, being from York County, I'm pretty sure this is going to be, people don't care. I think they're going to have a good time here, and the fact that it's a 4-hour fest after the VIP, it's really going to be good.
And what do you guys got on tap up there?
Well, we have our Märzen, which is like an Oktoberfest style, and our Russian Imperial. So that's a good dessert beer.
Oh, I like both. And I will say the Märzen was very good.
Good.
I'm going to have to come up and get to the dessert beer.
Make your way around. Yep, absolutely.
So, Steve, we're going to we had a great time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Anything you want to say last? I mean, just tell us again. What's Starview Brews and what do you got going on?
Starview 224 Locust. We'll be around. I think we have another fest here in a couple weeks over in Columbia, local, just a smaller one. But music Fridays and Saturdays, and try the crab cakes.
You got to get out there, man. So, Steve, thanks for hanging out, man.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Oktoberfest with Jason and Chris. Jason from Gift Horse, Chris from C&C.
That's right.
The most recent winners of Brew Kids on the Block, correct?
Correct.
People's choice, my friend.
The People's Choice.
People's choice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That's a fun event. It is a freaking fabulous fun event.
Jason does a great job there.
But
Let me adjust real quick here, fellas. I feel like my head's gonna fall off. There we go.
It'll make for good TV.
But we had better weather at Brew Kids than we do here at Yorktoberfest.
This year, yeah. The previous year it was
a lot like this.
A lot like this, yeah.
It wasn't as bad, though. I mean, this is. But I tell you what, just had Matt on here, and there has been a lot more traffic here than I thought it was going to be for this weather.
Yeah, I mean,
So far.
I believe you're right too. I mean, we're getting some nice nice groups coming up to our tents, and the cool thing about the people that come out in the rain is they're the craft beer lovers. Or as one gentleman told me, he said, "I bought this ticket 3 months ago and I didn't want to waste $30," and I couldn't blame him.
I don't either. So what do you guys got going on out here at Yorktoberfest?
Go ahead.
What do we got? We got our Charm City Snowball on. It's egg custard with marshmallow.
And I got to try that one. I think you poured me something else. So
I poured you our dry hop lager.
Yeah, which is very good.
I really enjoyed this.
So I heard you talking about this thing, and it was more of a Baltimore thing. So tell us a little bit about the egg custard.
It's just a Baltimore tradition when you get a snowball. We grew up these snowballs by our grandmother's house on Eastern Avenue in the city, and egg custard was the most popular flavor back then. And I wanted to bring it into a beer. So
Well, we're gonna have to come up and try that.
So, side note on that, Chris the other day we have I have group chats with a couple different brewers and all that, and Chris texts me, he says, "Hey Jason, I need a witty name for some beer," and and he was saying for the egg custard and marshmallow, and right away I was like in the middle of doing 100 things, and then that was all I could focus on. I was like, got to come up with something. And it went anywhere from, at first it was just like, well, I think it was the Baltimore snowball was the first one. The Balmer.
Balmer.
Yeah, Balmer Merlin,
Balmer Merlin.
And then we were all shooting ideas back and forth, and somehow it ended up on Jan Brady.
I'm still not sure how we got there. But
I'm not sure how we got there. But
everything for Jason does for all the home brewers in the area, coming up with clever names for beers is one of the many.
Well, I appreciate that, and everything you guys do for me as far as it like keeps my brain going, and like I love working with everybody. I mean,
I know you are. If you know Jason, you know everybody.
That is very true also.
Well, I mean, between Mick and I, we joke around that like if Mick don't know him, I do, and Mick and I have this great kind of relationship where Mick takes care of like the networking with like the city and the downtown powers that be and the other businesses and stuff. And I was like, I got the brewers, and like I think I got the better end of that deal.
100%.
No offense to anybody else,
But he's also the next Golden Bachelor.
he is. I mean,
He looks damn good in that suit.
he does. I mean,
And even though this is probably going to be released after that watch party.
we're doing it every week until
Till the end.
till the end. I mean, we're going to find Mick's, bachelorette. That being said, Mick is happily in a relationship.
I was going to say.
Gwen and Mick are very well matched, and Gwen was a very good sport about being cool with us, superimposing Mick's face on the Golden Bachelor's body. And, it just goes back into 2 Thursdays ago, we were sitting at the brewery. My girlfriend Erin popped in to pick me up because my Jeep was in the shop. Long story about that.
It wasn't in my shop.
Yeah, well, that's warranty stuff. I'd love to come to the Auto Masters if you do some Dodge warranty, Jeep Dodge warranty work.
I can't do that.
But so we're sitting there, and randomly, like a couple ladies that were in the sitting around the bar were like, "We guys put on the Golden Bachelor," and next thing you know, like we're all sitting there watching the Golden Bachelor. I put it on the surround sound, that's playing through all the speakers in the beer garden and in the bar and all that, and I was like, "Why don't we start doing Golden Bachelor viewing parties?" And I was like, Mick said to me, he's like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" And I said, $2 off wine, $2 off martinis. That ought to, bring them in, and it kind of snowballed from there.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Chris, so you're an Orioles fan. I know that.
That I am.
Even though my Yankees had sucked this year, I was on the O's bandwagon. But what the hell happened?
Man, it was painful to watch at the end of the year there, man.
I think they hit. I mean, Texas just hit a roll.
They did. They came in hot as could be, sweeping Tampa Bay before that, and then
They swept 2 of the better teams in the American League, and so you
2
can't.
top teams.
Yeah, you got to give them kudos.
Yeah.
But I think
the rest of the way.
I think Baltimore is on the right track.
They
I
are.
think the Orioles are going to be a contender for the next couple of years.
I agree. I think they need a top line pitcher, and I think they'll be right there.
I personally think that, I don't give the Rangers kudos. They can
They can kiss your ass.
They can suck it.
They can suck it. Yeah. Some of our guys, Gunnar Henderson, he hit 500 for the 3 games in the series. Like, the Orioles showed flashes of what they can do, but I think that
they're
maybe
still young.
they're still very young.
So this is their first experience for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the Orioles. I mean, they're going to be contenders.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm a Yankee
Agree.
fan, and I'm not a bandwagoner. I've been a Yankee fan all my life, but the Yankees suck.
Well, I mean,
They had their time.
the Yankees are going to be fine.
They're going to come back. They always do.
For God's sakes.
Yeah.
The Yankees could make like 3 moves this offseason, and next thing you know, the Orioles are in last place but still in the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah, so I think
division.
I've always kind of respected the Orioles because there was players, but they could never put it all together. But this year they did.
Well,
They did.
What I would like to see the Orioles do, since we're talking about it, let's bring the payroll up to the league average. That would give Baltimore a solid $20+ million to play with. That they could go pick up a frontline starter.
There's going to be a few of them out there this year in the free agent market.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I would love to see him go do something, but I mean, I also have Ubaldo Jimenez ringing in my ears, and the couple different times the Orioles have went out and got like a quote unquote stud.
You mean one of the Peter Angelo's times when they were trying to buy it and keep up and
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't like to talk about those times.
Yeah. Let's Peter. Peter Angelos is a very polarizing person in the Baltimore Orioles sports organization.
I miss the Earl Weaver days.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So did I mostly.
Yeah, so did I mostly too. I mean, I'm 45 years old, and I was 5 years old the last time the Orioles won the World Series. I'd like to see it before I'm like dead. Yeah, Yeah.
So, how's you and Rich's pursuit of brick and mortar?
We're still working. It's takes that big thing capital to get going here, unfortunately, and the few chances we've had just haven't worked out, and now we're kind of in a lull again. And
well, when that door will open when it's ready. You guys are still putting out great product. You know this man right here.
That's all
you guys have done
right there.
You did a collab already, so right?
Oh, we got some more coming up here that we're and that's the thing is that like until they get to the point that they're opening, they know that my brewery's open to them to come and help me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Help me and
he's helping us. Don't let him fall.
Well, it's a symbiotic relationship that right. I love bouncing.
Triple word score.
I like that. Yeah.
But I think we had a great time when we had both of you guys in studio.
It's fantastic.
We get to still see you guys part of this community. I think we've finally delved into this community that you guys think of us as well.
Yeah.
We come out to these events like this and we're having a good time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Rain, no rain, who cares?
Yeah, we're having a blast either way.
We're drinking beer.
Drink some beer.
I mean, there's worse ways that we could spend today. We could be doing like honey-do lists and,
Oh, fuck no. I'd be sitting at home doing nothing. My wife just left to go to Minnesota, so I'm home alone.
Oh, there you go.
And if you remember the last time I was home alone.
Yeah, well, I was just going to bring that up.
I had a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, when we don't want that, man.
Let's not have that.
So I see this guy, ladies and gentlemen in the world, I see this guy like a week after he has a heart attack, and I was worried about him. I sent you a text.
Yeah, you did, man.
I heard about it through the grapevine, and I wanted to make sure you're okay. And I'm very glad that you are okay.
I'm still here.
So he pops into Gift Horse, and he's like, I was like, hey, man, is everything cool? And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I just went and had a big, fat bacon cheeseburger a couple minutes ago. And I was like, all right, brother, you want a beer?
Exactly what the doctor ordered.
It was right. It was the week after Brew Kids.
It was, yeah.
Because I was supposed to be there at your place for
Ales for Tales. Yep. Which was another great event.
Yeah, it was. So
they had a Super Mario Kart themed race.
Speaking of, where's Carmen? I thought he's supposed to be here today.
I mean, Carmen is a man of the people. I mean, he could be here. We just haven't seen him yet.
It was funny because when he was getting ready for that Ales for Tales and he's putting out those little videos, said you ought to do a Rocky thing up the old courthouse, and then he wound up doing it.
He did. He did. And actually, after he told me that he talked to you about that, and he was planning on doing it anyway because he had stopped and he was like, "Can you fill me up a couple like 4-packs?" He's like, "I'd love to run up the steps of the courthouse and crush a Gift Horse beer." And I was like, "Well, of course, like, please take it." I mean,
we got some travelers out here today. It's still raining, but we're having a good time. I appreciate you guys coming on here. Chris from C&C Brewing.
Yes, sir.
And Jason the man from Gift Horse.
He is the man.
Cheers, guys.
I like to consider myself functionally fat, but
functionally
the man's
fat. Well, cheers to you guys.
At this point.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's a Quaker baked, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, can't go wrong.
They're not. Can't go wrong with anything at Gift Horse.
Well, yeah, I mean, I concur, my friend, with C&C. I mean, anytime they bring out like I love talking to Chris about beer because Chris is like, I want to make like just some of the stuff, and I'm like, there's part of me like. My initial kind of like thoughts about making beer is like keep it classic. You know what I mean? And Chris,
that's not me.
That is not Chris. But then he does it and it fucking works.
Like when we had them in studio, what I found out from these guys, like most of us homebrewers started with like kit beers. These guys jumped right in.
Right in.
The hell with it. I'm going all in, all green. I'm going to figure this out.
Doing it my way or I'm not doing it.
And you did.
Yeah,
That's what we've done from the beginning.
and beautifully done, because I made 2 kits, 2 of the brewer's best kits, and I went away from it just for the sheer fact of I was like, well, those kits cost like $40. I get 2 cases of beer. I can make 2 cases of beer for like $25 in all grain. And then it really scratched an itch for me. And then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to save money by doing this. And then I realized, all the equipment that I was going to start picking up around the way. And like, then I tricked my father-in-law, Tim. I was like, Tim, we could start really making some good beer and put it on draft in your basement. Can you kick some money? Oh, look at this guy. There's a man-child staring at me right now.
It sounds like an insult, but I'm taking it back.
I like his tie, man.
I mean, the tie is.
I think you should come and I think you should come and join us.
Oh, I can do that.
Hey, come on in, sit down.
See, my man Bret here doesn't know the lore about man-child.
You're cables in a puddle, but
Yeah, we'll get.
not my podcast.
We will all wake up before we go.
Ahoy.
All right, so who do we got sitting here? Man-child.
This is man-child Bradford Price of, actually that's it. Like, that's the only thing you'd know me from. ManchilD Brewing Company.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Central PA Port.
Yep.
I love the tie.
Thank you.
Yeah, your own little cup holder there, too.
Yep. The problem is the hat is exactly the right distance from my head that the rain completely fills up the cup. So it's good for rinse water, but if there's anything in the glass, you should be holding it, which should probably be true anyway.
So you shouldn't have anything you should be drinking.
That's right.
That's all right.
I was about to go get another one, but I'm on this podcast now instead.
Yeah, there we go.
So anybody that doesn't know, Brad was one of a great crew of home brewers that used the moniker ManchilD Brewing Company. We ran with them at some of the original Brew Kids on the blocks. And, they gave us a run for their money, aside of the fact that they came deep with motherfuckers and deep with delicious beer. And, I feel like we always had like a friendly kind of like
competition going.
Yeah. There might've been like some rap videos and some various like hype videos.
Oh,
I feel like we need to see these.
We need to get these on here then.
That's what I'm saying.
YouTube, Google like YouTube Brew Kids on the Block circa 2017, maybe something like that. I mean,
Sounds about right. Yeah, if you Google ManchilD Apocalypse
Man-child
YouTube.
Apocalypse.
On YouTube, there's also some gaming videos, but don't worry about those.
of course there is.
At least you didn't say porn videos, so
There could be some of
I
that.
said YouTube, not the other sites with you in their name. But yeah, we did some disc raps for the couple of years we were in there. I would say friendly rivalry is the term, except since COVID, we kind of only been brewing 1 or 2 batches a year.
I mean, clearly we won.
You know what? I have to concede that.
That though I have, when we brought Brew Kids on the Block back 2 years ago, I did reach out to these guys and I was like, please, like, dust the kettle off and come out and like be a part of it, because
well, he's here now.
well, I mean, like,
But you're as a participant. As a spectator, right?
I believe customer is the
Customer.
term, but,
well, the invitation, they know it's always open. Like anytime they want to dust it off and come back, in some form or.
Dude, that sounds like content for the CPP.
I feel like the people want to see this now.
I think we could do.
I just learned about it, and I want to see.
Hey, this could be part of that nights on the flights on the round table.
It very well could be, for sure. I mean, I can't remember what the direct line was, but it was something like Gift Horse, they're not even open yet. Like, something like that.
okay, you have to admit that you had a, shall we say, tumultuous schedule on opening.
Oh, sure. I mean, The only two breweries that I can think of right now that took longer to open than me is one of them sitting beside me, and the other one's.
Okay,
But yes.
fair point.
Yes, but good things come to those that wait, and we're all waiting for the rebirth of ManchilD.
It may happen. It turns out like just about everybody in our brewery group has somehow managed to enhance their careers in the last several years, which is kind of antithetical to what causes most people to start a brewery, which is admittedly unfortunate, but
All that says to me is that now you guys have more money to put into your brewery.
you're not wrong.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
It's a fair point.
I mean, working for Amazon during COVID didn't hurt my bank account, is all I say.
Well, I mean, look at the jacket. You know what I mean?
I mean, check it out. I mean, he's got a cup holding tie. He's in a full-length leather duster.
Which was actually obtained at one of our local Goodwills, so don't look too far into that.
Oh, he's got an eye for the detail.
Hey, there ain't nothing about shopping at Goodwill. I'll shop there once in a while.
Oh, I love a Goodwill Salvation Army deal, and they're both good organizations.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And it's like good beer. I mean, unfortunately, the fucking weather has not slowed down. It's still raining. But
Looks a little better. We could probably dip out now and
get some more beer. Because he said his tie was empty other than rainwater.
Yep, that's correct.
Very good.
All right, man. So we're going to have to look out for some ManchilD.
Yep, someday.
Maybe we have to get them on a full-length episode.
Much like most scientific advancements, we're perpetually 5 years out.
I don't know if I'll be around for 5 years.
Well, eating those cheeseburgers, my friend, you might not,
So, hey, welcome to the Central PA Pour. We got Brad from the ManchilD. Is that what it is?
ManchilD Brewing Company, yep.
All right. Jason from Gift Horse. Chris from C&C. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. I implore everyone to go on Facebook. The page is still active, right?
Oh, we're gonna look, dude. This will be tagged. This is gonna be in the description. ManchilD Brewing.
Because I guarantee
ManchildBrewing.com will take you right to our Facebook page.
It'll be tagged in the description.
and I guarantee it's like an archive of like 3 years ago.
And I'm gonna have
never
to.
been deleted.
I'm gonna have to bring up some of that and put that into this episode. Those rap videos.
There's sick ass rock.
And here comes Matt. Here comes the
Matt,
man.
you remember the ManchilD rap battles with Gift Horse and Brew Kids on the block, right?
He's cold. He's trying to keep warm.
Yeah, our now chief brewmaster was the primary brainchild on all those.
Dude, those are fun.
Hey, Jason, we had him on and we had more than one word out of him.
Hey, Matt, do you have anything to say?
Yes.
That's like the third word at least, yeah.
All right, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Bret.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Brad,
Cheers, guys.
Chris, cheers, guys.
I would cheers, but I need to go to another state.
All right, man. So we're back out here at Yorktoberfest in the wet weather. I'm sitting here with Mooch from Big Truck Brewing.
Big Truck Farm Brewery,
And that is where?
Parkton, Maryland, and then we have a place on the Eastern Shore, Queenstown, right off of 50.
All right. So yeah, you guys, I've heard a lot about Big Truck Farm. It's a venture that I have yet to make. But if people tell me it's a fabulous place to come down to.
It was in the making for a lot of years. The big thing is we actually brought a 1890s timber barn from Ohio to Maryland, and we put it right on the top of our farm.
Did you use the Barn Builders TV show to move that barn?
No. So basically, we put it at the top of our farm, and it looks directly into our hop fields. And then we do corn, soybean, barley, and everything else.
So it's actually a working farm.
Oh yeah, it's 250 acres total. 8 acres of hops. We do Cascade, Chinook, and Southern Cross, and then we do yearly crops as well.
So you guys are using your own grown stuff to make your own beer.
Yep.
And right now I'm drinking, this is a black IPA.
Yep, that's the motor oil. So that is actually Kip Folks, the owner. That's his brother's home brew that he made years and years ago, and we actually brought it into the tap room as a black IPA.
And I think I've had this because you guys do distribution.
Yes. Yeah, so that comes in 4-packs.
Yep.
And that's seasonal.
And I was like, all right, I got to try a black IPA, and I've had this before.
It's kind of an old school thing. Obviously, all the hazies are such the big craze right now,
Right,
which are
right.
great. I mean, I'm currently drinking the half cab hazy right now, and it's just a light 6% hazy, full, juicy, big punch of flavor. It's got that pineapple, that passion fruit, just nice citrus to it. And then with the black IPA, it's nice because it's brewed as your typical IPA.
Right.
And then at the very end, we add roasted malt to it to give it that nice maltiness, that nice dark color and everything. And people get turned off by it originally because they like, oh, it's a dark beer. It's not for me.
Hey, I get that all the time, man. That's motor oil.
Yeah. So then when they try it, they're like, whoa, they're like, that's different.
It is different.
I'm like,
Good.
it's 6.2%. So it's not crazy alcohol volume at all. Super. You get that maltiness first, and then as you hit the back end of the beer, you start to get those hops, and it's really nice.
It is a nice beer. So, are you one of the brewers?
I am not. So I've actually known Kip for a couple years now. I'm a personal trainer myself, and he met my partner back in 2011, 2012. He used to work at Under Armour, and he used to train Kip personally. So then we kind of broke off. He left Under Armour. We did our own gym, and Kip started training there. And Kip knew, he's like, I know you enjoy beer. He's like,
who doesn't?
Yeah. So learning about the brewery and where it was going to be, it was like, oh, that's
no brainer.
That's going to be cool. So he's like, why don't you come check it out if you want to work? Like, come on out and work. So started working for him. Came up to the tap room. I helped in the fields with all the hops and everything. We got to do strings for the hops because you actually have to train the hop to go up the string.
Yep.
So that's a very tedious adventure, I like to call it, because there's no fun part of that about that.
From what we've heard from like Jem's Farm and stuff, it's a process.
Yeah, but basically we have a old marine telehandler that we have stations on. So we'll lift it up, people will tie the strings, we'll move the strings to where they need to be, tighten it down. Once they're tightened down, we have somebody follow us, they put it in the ground, sink into the ground. Once that's done, we have our plants ready to go, and then probably, I want to say, about a week and a half to 3 weeks later, we'll go back and we'll start training the plants.
Start training them.
Yep.
I think it's awesome. You guys are doing your own product.
Yep. 100%.
So you get to put in your own brews.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not enough to run all of our stuff.
No.
Like, we still have to import stuff. We still have to,
Because you got different styles.
Exactly.
Yeah, and everything takes different hops.
Yes.
And depending on the flavor profile, what we're learning now on the CPP is what hops bring to the party.
Exactly.
So whatever you're going after, you need that hop.
Yeah. Going back to a hazy, you have the different Citra, you have Mosaic, you have Centennial, you have, Idaho 7, you have a whole bunch of different flavor profiles.
Dude, coming from a personal trainer, you're learning pretty quick.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Big Truck, what is future plans? I mean, you guys just gonna
Future
are you happy
plans.
with right now with what you got?
We're ready to take over the. Can I curse?
Oh, we can fucking say whatever you want, dude. This ain't no children's program, so you fucking fire away.
So we're gonna take over the fucking beer world.
Oh, there we go.
We're gonna make Big Truck the #1 beer in the nation. That is our goal.
That is a bold goal.
That is our goal.
And I tell you what, I've had it because you guys distribute.
Correct.
So wherever I buy my beer, I can buy Big Truck.
Yep.
Which is right here at DJ's in Westgate. Right here in York. I've had several of your beers. Every one of them, I would love to get down because people said you got to go down to Big Truck Farm.
Oh yeah, it's a experience.
Time is my nemesis though. Is trying to get out here and get to these places. But we would love to get you guys
Oh, yeah.
to do a full sit-down feature on the Central PA.
100%. 100%. I mean, PA was our first adventure. Obviously, Maryland. We're born and bred Maryland.
We're established.
PA was our first move.
And PA is getting big in the craft
And,
beer, in
you
the
know,
craft industry.
I have to shout out Brewery Products here. They have helped push our stuff, and they've helped get us out to other places where we haven't been able to. You know, obviously there's other distributors, but Brewery Products have been absolutely incredible to work with.
Yeah, so I appreciate you coming on here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't get to sit down with you at Brew Kids.
No.
I tell you what, we were sitting at Brew Kids, and I'm like, okay, we got to get all these breweries, and I want to get them all on. The next thing I know, I see people packing up. I'm like, holy shit, I only got halfway through it.
And to be honest with you, I don't know if I had time at Brew Kids.
Yeah,
I mean, we were slammed.
Unfortunately, we don't have the weather we had at Brew Kids.
Correct.
This sucks, but like we just had Jason and stuff on from Gift Horse. We got more people here than I thought we would.
Yeah. I was talking to my coworker. I was like, you know, I thought that first rush was going to come and then people were going to trickle in, but people just keep coming.
That's fine.
You
It's
know?
raining, but we're having a good time.
Exactly.
So appreciate it. Big Truck
Absolutely.
Farm Brewing.
Cheers.
All right, man. So we're back here sitting in the wet weather. Yes, it is raining. Yorktoberfest, and I'm sitting here with Ryan from Dock Street, and you're out of Philadelphia, you said.
That's correct. Yeah, we have a brew pub on 22nd and Washington. We have a tasting room up in Fishtown off the Girard Station.
So what brings you to York from Philadelphia?
It's a wonderful question for a wonderful day, isn't it, right?
Yeah, so fill us in. I mean, it's great. I mean, you traveled a couple of hours to get here to York, even though it's fucking raining.
Yeah.
But, you know, Dock Street, Philadelphia, the Phillies are doing pretty well.
They are doing pretty well. We're real happy about that, aren't we?
Well, you're a Phillies fan, I'm assuming, right?
You have to be.
Yeah, okay. I'm a Yankee fan, but now the Orioles are out, so yes, I'm a Philly fan.
Okay, yeah, there we go. You know, you got to root for who's, like, you know, leading the pack, right?
Yeah, so they're doing well. The other night, the game was a little on edge. I thought they were going to freaking blow it, but they didn't. They held on and went on, so they beat the Braves. So
Nice. There we go. All right, let's keep winning, right?
yeah, maybe they'll make another run. So tell us a little bit about Dock Street and what brings you to an event like Yorktoberfest.
Yeah, of course. So, Dock Street, Philadelphia. We are the oldest brewery in Philadelphia, which is really cool. I actually did my interview, and they were like, "What do you know about Dock Street?" And I said, "I assume you guys are new. I've never heard of you." And that seems to be a trend, which is really funny. So, you know, they gave me the job. I didn't put my foot too far in my mouth, but Anchor Brewing out west, they're the oldest brewery out there. They started the Haze Craze kind of thing.
Yep.
Down over here, you know, in Philadelphia, we were the first microbrewery in Philadelphia, and we've got a lot of really good beers going on. We've got like an award-winning Bohemian Lager that's really, you know, you can't miss it. Right now we're serving, you know, we've got our Docktoberfest over at the tent. We've got our rye IPA. It's a killer, honestly. It's a great introduction for IPAs. As far as coming out here, you know, I'm just the brand rep. I don't set up the events, but guy's on vacation. He goes, "Hey, we need someone to drive out to York," and I was like, "That's probably not far, right? I haven't driven too far."
Hey, you probably say, well, you know what? Who cares what the drive?
Yeah.
It's an outdoor event. It's a beer festival. I get to meet people in this industry.
Yeah.
And I get to drink beer.
Exactly. I mean, quite frankly, that's why we go to Beer Fest, isn't it, right? It's the camaraderie in the community is just so good. Everyone is so nice and friendly. Everyone's trying to do their best with a beer, but it's like not competitive. It's like who can make the best beer, and we can all enjoy it now, you know? It's such a thriving, beautiful community.
And what we found with this podcast is, yeah, everybody, it is competition.
For sure, to some extent.
But it's more of a community.
Yeah, it is.
And whether it reaches from the east end of the state to the west end of the state, we're all in this for the same thing.
For sure.
Good quality beer.
Right.
Made locally, and it's better than the mass produced.
Amen.
Amen. So is this your first time in York then?
This is my first time in York. I was very blessed to not hit any Amish people in their buggies on the way over, you know?
Well, it's raining, so.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's good to have you here, Dock Street. And where at in Philadelphia are you on Dock? Where is Dock Street in Philly?
You can find us on 22nd and Washington. We've got a beautiful tasting room. living at wood edge furnishings. We've got movies going all the time, pool tables. It's a great place to hang out. And then similarly, we've got another tasting room up in Fishtown, right across from Kung Fu Necktie.
Well, next time I get to Philly, because the last time I was out there, I went to Love City.
Nice.
Great. That was a great.
I do love Love City. Yeah.
That was a great little atmosphere.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Iron Hill.
Iron Hill, you can find. I think they're also in New Jersey. They're all over the place, but I know they're mostly in PA. Yeah. They are incredible. Their food's great and their beer is wonderful.
But Philly's is a big area for the craft industry. You got a lot of people out there, but Pennsylvania in whole is huge in craft beer.
It's funny because I'm actually from New Jersey, so I know a lot more about the New Jersey brewing scene. And I remember me and my friends were like, we should start a brewery and stuff, but it's so congested over there. And there's a lot of great breweries in New Jersey, same in PA. But at least PA is a big place, right? You can spread your wings a little bit. Right. New Jersey's so tight, you walk from one brewery to the next, then you walk another block to the next.
That's not a bad thing at times.
Exactly. But you know what? When I thought about it, that's how you just make like the best bar crawl, right? It's competitive, sure, but you get to go around and have a great time with people and go to the next brewery, have a great time. It keeps it local. If people are off their wheels, they're not driving, they're walking around, and it's safe.
And I've brought this up plenty of times on our recordings. When I grew up, you went to a bar.
Yeah.
I prefer the craft beer scene now.
Yeah?
Because it's more of a family atmosphere. It's more relaxed. It's not that nightclub bar scene.
Yeah.
And you're getting a better quality product.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just think it's fabulous because, we meet all these brewers. They're all doing. There's only so many styles, but everybody brings their own little taste to the party.
Yeah, of course.
So, Doc said it's the oldest one in Philadelphia.
Dock Street is the oldest brewery in Philadelphia. Without being specific on the numbers, it was in, I believe, the early 1980s that they kind of popped up, and it really wasn't too far away from when Anchor Brewing popped up out on the West Coast. It's like the classic Tupac Biggie kind of thing, right? Yeah. We both got our profiles and our palates, but much love to the West Coast and what they do. Much love to the East Coast and what we do.
So you're going to make a venture back to York?
I like it out here for what it's worth. I just hope it doesn't rain like this again.
So if you get out here, there are plenty of brews here in downtown York.
It's funny because I was talking over to Liquid Hero, who I see is on your hat, and they're the tent right next to me. And I was chatting with them. I was like, so what was your drive like? They were like, like 3 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, real nice to hear. I'm glad for you guys.
Yeah, so you got Collusion Tapworks, Gift Horse, Mud
Gift Horse
Hook.
Was good.
Yeah, so that's a bar crawl.
Exactly, and that's
downtown New York, man. It's a bar crawl.
I love that.
And I think that's what you would love. So I'm gonna have to get out there. Is at Dock Street?
Yep.
Next time I'm in Philadelphia. Anything you guys got coming up that you want to say about?
I mean, off-hand events, I think that the winter's generally pretty slow, but we've always got a rotating tap. As far as new beers coming out, I can't speak to that just because I'm not a brewer, so I wouldn't even want to even try and stab at anything. But we got a lot of great beers. We've got some really, really big names. We've got King Juice, that's a great double IPA. Barracuda's a wonderful sour. You could put a little bit of juice in that and make a shandy out of it like no one's business. We got Importo. I don't want the brand to come kill me, but it's an Italian Pilsner, and it's great. And we got plenty of great beers out there, plenty of great food. You got to come in for the wood-fired pizza. It's a great time.
Hey, man, I'm glad you made your venture out here to York.
Happy to be here.
So next time in the CPP, we're going to have to get out to Philadelphia and come out and see you guys.
Hell yeah.
So appreciate you sitting in here with the CPP.
Yeah, happy to be here, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah. All right, so we're sitting here in another wet, rainy day at Yorktoberfest, and I'm sitting here with Marc from Conyngham Brewing Company. Tell us a little bit about Conyngham Brewing Company.
We started 10 years ago, 2013, sold our first keg. I really take pride in the diversity of our beers. We generally only have one IPA on tap. That's because we're not going into the whole haze craze that's going on, this and that. I really take pride in getting out there and doing unusual styles.
So where is Conyngham at? You looks like you guys are towards the northeast, the Poconos area.
Yeah, we're just shy of the Pocono Mountains. We're right where 80 and 81 interstates meet. We have an exit off of both interstates.
So you're at a prime spot.
In theory, yes.
Is this your first time down at York?
This is our second time. The weather was much nicer last year.
Yeah, this fucking weather sucks. But you know what? We got good foot traffic out here today.
Yeah, I'm surprised the attendance is way better than I expected given the continuous rain.
So you are known for your jalapeno lager, which I've had all 4 of your beers. And right now I'm sitting here. This is Into the Darkness. Is that what this one's called?
Yep, that's correct.
The jalapeno lager. Tell us a little bit about that.
So that was actually one of the first beers we released back in 2013. That was meant to be a one-off. I love all things spicy. I mean, I've signed waivers to eat spicy food. You know, I'm a hothead.
Do you do those challenges where they talk about the hot wing thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But despite that, I mean, I've had some of the hottest peppers in the world and done some stupid things, but I love the taste of a jalapeno. And as a hothead, I'll tell you, jalapenos, they're not spicy.
They're not.
They have a wonderful flavor.
It is.
And so I wanted to make a beer that captured that essence. And so we start with a really nice, crisp, light lager base so that the jalapeno can really shine through. And the focus is more on that green peppery essence than it is on spice. It's actually, despite me being a spice head, it's not spicy. It's very drinkable. But
it is.
But you know you're drinking a jalapeno when you drink it.
And I tell you what, I had it, and compared to the 0-day mango habanero, you definitely get the jalapeno pepper out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's no bite. There is no bite. It is a very drinkable beer. Mm-hmm. So kudos to coming up with a recipe to highlight that pepper flavor.
Yeah, and meant to be a one-off for me because it's what I like. Everybody fell in love with it, and it became our flagship, which is shocking to me that our flagship is a spicy beer, but it really is.
And you know what? In this craft niche, you have to find something that sets you aside. Yep. I think it's awesome. Mm-hmm. So do you guys have your own tap room and stuff like that?
Yep. Yeah, in Conyngham, PA, we have a tap room. We don't have a kitchen because we're that dedicated to the craft. We don't want our focus to be strayed by food. It's 100% beer. We have 12 taps and 1 cask.
So when you guys have been at this for a while now. You're saying
10 years.
10 years. So you're one of the first ones in that area.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot when we got started.
And there's a lot now, PA, so kudos to 10 years.
Thank you.
I mean, 10 years is a lot, and you guys have sustained it. I'll be personal. I have not heard of you until my friends at Liquid Heroes said, hey, got to go talk to this guy.
You know, it's funny is when I was getting started, so we're going back almost 10 years ago, let's say 9 plus, I was slowly expanding, and I bought some tanks from Liquid Hero. That's how I, got to know them a little bit.
Hey, you know what? This is all community, and it's a well-known community, and it kind of all circles around. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to have you on here. I'm glad to have you down here in Yorktoberfest. Even though it's raining, it fucking sucks, But we're having a good time.
I have to say, though, I think the rain somehow brings out the best in people because the people who are here are in great spirits.
They're the dedicated ones. They're the ones that are here for the quality product. And this is the End of the Darkness. That is a quality stout. You got that nice roasty barf back end of it, but the chocolate is there. Mm-hmm. That's a very good stout.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, man, it's great to have you on here. We need to get Conyngham on as a full sit-down episode. Think we can make it happen?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not spelled like you would think it would be.
Oh no, it's that's been our detriment. We've we've been a very well-kept secret in Pennsylvania for quite a while, and our location's part of it. Conyngham a 1 square mile town. We have one light that blinks. So there's not really a need to go there other than the brewery. But we're close to the intersection. Passing through the area, we're a quick stop, an obvious stop. But then you get the spelling of the name. Conyngham, but it's Conyngham. It's an old Irish spelling. The town's named after a revolutionary hero named Gustavus Conyngham. So it's not us making up the spelling. That's an authentic Irish spelling, but it kills us.
Yeah, the way it's spelled, the way it sounds, it's spelled like Coney Island.
Yeah, people have a very hard time pronouncing it when they see it, but it's Conyngham.
It's Conyngham.
Yep.
So make sure you check out Conyngham Brewing Company. Check out the Central PA Pour. Dude, I appreciate you giving me a few minutes here today. Cheers to you. I think you're empty.
Yeah, I unfortunately finished my beer on the walkover, but still cheers.
We're having a good time. It's Yorktoberfest down here at the Memorial Park, Conyngham Falls, or Conyngham Brewing Company.
Yep.
Why the hell did I say Conyngham Falls? I have no fucking idea.
The cold's getting to you.
My ass cheeks are shivering. Yeah. But we're having a good time, and we're glad to have these guys on. The people are out here. It's just an awesome time. Are you having a good time down here?
Other than being a little cold, yes, I'm actually enjoying myself way more than I thought it would be.
All right, so we appreciate it. We got to hook up to get a full sit down episode.
Yeah, let's make that
feature
happen.
you guys have. Feature guys what you guys are doing. It is a good beer. I've had all 4 of your beers now because you said you got
all 4 that we brought.
Yeah, that you brought. So very good. So cheers to everybody. Yorktoberfest with Conyngham Brewing Company. All right, so we're sitting out here at the Yorktoberfest, and yes, it is raining. It is cold. It is damp. And we're sitting here with Adrienne.
Yes.
From
Barnyard Boards.
Barnyard Boards. So what brings you out to Yorktoberfest?
I am here as a vendor selling my handcrafted charcuterie boards.
Charcuterie?
Yes, charcuterie.
What the fuck is charcuterie?
It's basically a platter to serve cheeses, meats. Some of them are cutting boards. They're made out of hardwood.
So it's a fancy name to say, here's your fucking food.
Yep, right? You got it.
All right.
Yes, you got it.
So I'm not used to charcuterie.
Okay.
I'm used to drinking beer.
Yeah, that goes great with beer.
And if I'm cutting cheese and meats,
yes,
it's going on a paper plate.
Okay.
So what's the difference? What do you do? Why is charcuterie? I guess I'm saying that right?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, much better than a lot of people.
What makes that special?
Well, it's just, so the whole point in what I do, obviously I'm a woman. I do woodworking and...
Presentation makes the place.
So, right. So, I like things that have dual purposes or multiple purposes. So I try to create pieces that can be hung nicely on the wall while they're not being used, rather than just something you have to find a place to store. It can be used as decoration or whatever while you're not using it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it can be used for multiple. There's so many things other than meats and cheeses you can use them for. Obviously, kids' birthday parties, cupcakes, desserts. You can do brunch boards, breakfast boards, Bloody Mary boards, beer board. I've done flight boards already.
Flights.
Yes,
right.
flights.
So that's something that we're all into.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But they all pair well with alcohol.
That's awesome. So coming out to an event like this, this gives you exposure.
Yes.
Is this your first time out here?
No. This is my second year here, and I also did the PA Taste and Wine Festival here in the spring.
All right. So getting your product out there, this is just a side gig, or is this a full-time gig?
Well, it was supposed to be something to fill in my time when the kids grew up and flew the coop, and it's now turned into a full-time job. And my husband and I also own a landscaping company as well. So I basically have 2 full-time.
That's awesome.
Businesses.
That's awesome. So getting your product out there, and what is the name of the actual business?
Barnyard Boards.
Barnyard Boards.
Yes, there's a little story behind that, but...
Well, tell us a little bit about the story.
So my husband and I moved into my grandparents' farmhouse 9 years ago. I actually left my full-time job to work for our landscaping company, and obviously living on a farm is upkeep. got a little bored as the kids got older, so I started tinkering around. But I work in the barnyard, and that's where I do all my work.
Not with animals, though. Not with animals.
No, we actually do not have. We live on a farm, and we don't have any farm animals per se. Just our dogs and a couple kitty cats. That's about it. But lots of wood projects going on. I do also make them with epoxy resin. It's a food-safe epoxy resin once it's cured. So I have all kinds of cool burl pieces with epoxy and other live edge pieces and things like that.
That's awesome. Are you on the can they find you on Instagram, Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram. I also have a website. It's www.barnyard-boards.com.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So how is the business going?
In general or here today?
In general.
In general, it's going very well, actually.
Matt, the procreator of this event, is just making his way through.
Thank you. I forgot we were. I got a little sidetracked there, but no, business is doing good. It took off more than what I expected it to, right out of the gate, which is good. I enjoy a challenge, and it was, like I said, it was something that was originally to fill in the time till I figured out what I wanted to be when my kids were out of the house, and we were used to traveling all the time, sporting event. Our kids, we were all over the place with them.
So you did you get the empty nest feeling?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Oh, hell, come on now. Don't lie.
At first, I did get empty net, but at first I was like, I was going to be really sad, and then I'm like, no, I'm going to turn this into a positive. And I just kind of went the total opposite. Okay, I'm not cooking dinner anymore. I'm not doing I don't want to be a domestic housewife. I want to do some badass stuff.
So you're out here doing some badass stuff in some badass weather.
Right. I mean, I buy my wood in huge slabs and I cut it down and plane it down.
I think your creativity is intriguing.
Well, thank you.
To find that niche, what I'm saying is, and putting your creative works to a product that is going to sell and appeal to the masses. Right. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's always changing. I mean, the economy's changing, so I kind of have to change my product sometimes to fit. If I want to keep selling, you gotta
go with what
you gotta roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches,
and that's the fun part of what I do.
Like I said, I don't even know what the fuck a charcuterie board was because I'm putting the cheese. If I have a party, I'm putting shit on a paper plate.
Well, so you just throw a slab of wood on your table, and then you don't have to use plates. You can save them.
Oh,
and these clean up very easily, very easy to use, and then you can get one that looks nice hanging on your wall.
I'm not very creative.
Yeah,
I really am.
Well, that's where I step in. I give you the ideas. I can help.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Barnyard
Boards.
Barnyard Boards.
Yes.
If you're looking for needs to get your creativity going,
absolutely.
Check out Barnyard Boards.
Yes, thank you.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys coming on and weathering the storm, so to speak. Actually, it is, so to speak, because it's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's actually more people here than I thought there would be today.
Me too. I was a little worried that people wouldn't come, but everybody just kind of sucked it up, and it is what it is. You just go and you have fun. You make the best of it.
I think it is you know what? I paid for these tickets. There's no refund.
Right.
What the fuck? I'm coming out.
Exactly. And most people ended up having fun anyway.
Yeah. Hey, when you mix vendors like you, beer, wine, in a great atmosphere.
Yeah, and there's a guy in a kilt.
Yeah, and Matt is running around in a kilt.
Yeah.
Who's made. I'm cold just looking at it. I got that ball shrinkage going on.
He has been hovering over the fire pit.
Yeah, the fire pit here at the VIP section has been pretty popular, which is fortunately where we're set up at.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming out, sitting down with us a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
So cheers.
All right, cheers.
I know you don't have a beer.
I left mine at the table. My husband probably drank it.
Yeah, so we'll have to have Dan come on over here, sit down for a few minutes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, man.
All right, thank you.
Cheers. Check out
Barnyard Boards.
Barnyard Boards. See, I keep fucking it up.
I know, it's all right.
Barnyard Boards, and I will put that in the tag.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.